Just about right. Good evening, everyone. Just about right here for the first. And away they go. And down near the inside, Rykoff Lease was outpaced by Glenferrie Hood, who's going in search of the lead. Whose idea was this is going to settle third. They were followed then by the Art of Confusion. Just in behind those and caught a little bit deep there was Snap to It and is pressing forward now. Further back to My General Lee, Prince Kai, and just on the inside of it in turn came Set in Stone, and then there's a gap after Ruinator, and back with it in the initial stages is 4-Star Special. So they sort their order out now and run down the side where Glenferrie Hood is able to hold the lead. Second at the moment is Snap to It, and sliding around the outside taking closer order is My General Lee. Just in behind those horses is Rykoff Lease, and Whose Idea Is This, getting a lovely run in transit. Now followed further back then on the inside by Set in Stone, who's ended up 3 pegs. Next on the outside of runners is the Art of Confusion, and the last few were Prince Kai, and back with it now is 4-Star Special, and back on the inside is Ruinate. So the lead time was 48.3. There was a little bit of tempo early in the event, and the leader going by the winning post with a round left to go is Glenferrie Hood, only ahead in front. Second posse is Snap to It, and third at the moment locked away on the inside is Rykoff Lease, and Whose Idea Was This, getting a lovely trip, 1 out and 1 back. Next on the inside is Set in Stone, 3 pegging and 5th. The Art of Confusion's racing on the outside, 3 back in the running line, and then 4-Star Special, Prince Kai, Ruinate, and last of all, going back towards the back end of the field is My General Lee. Into the back they go. And the first quarter of the last mile is 31.2. And here the pilot down at the back straight now is Glenferrie Hood by only about a neck. In second spot on the outside still is Snap to It, Rykoff Lees, and then came Whose Idea Was This, having a lovely run in transit. Set in Stone as 3 pegs, it hasn't spent a penny either. And then came further back to the Art of Confusion in the running line. And then 4-Star Special, Prince Kai, Ruinate, and back at the tail of the field is My General Lee. 700 left to go. The second quarter was 30, 61.2 for the half as they reach the 600 turn, and Glenferrie Hood's being attacked here on the outside by Snap to It, and they go together travelling down the side. Again per medium of the inside, Glenferrie Hood regains the lead. Whose Idea Was This is poised, and then on the inside Rykoff Lees, and starting a searching run now is Prince Kai. It's been brought into the race, but it'll be flush deep on that turn, and further back in the race then is My General Lee as they swing in for home now. Next quarter 27.9, Glenferrie Hood, Snap to It, Prince Kai's chiming in quickly, and then came Rykoff Lees up on the outside, and My General Lee plugs home. Glenferrie Hood joined by Prince Kai, but My General Lee is the margin abbreviator right off the track. It had to make a couple of runs in the race, and it's making the one that counts right at the end. My General Lee comes away and wins it a length on the line to Prince Kai. Glenferrie Hood third, and fourth was a 3-way go between Set in Stone, Rykoff Lees, and Snap to It. And the last few, well, Whose Idea Was This, just did not. It had a lovely run in the trip, but just did not run on. And Ruinate and 4-Star Special were back with those. 26.8 up the straight for a 155 mile rate.